Hi there, this is Janet at Crafts and Collage. Welcome back to my channel. And I thought today we could do something that sort of ushers in the new year in a gentle way. This is the very last piece, the very last piece of about a 6 foot. There was 6 lengths of this glued together end to end. About a 6 foot length of this junk journal decoration, ephemera pieces, backgrounds for clusters and chunks and things like that. But I love using it because I also sort of sometimes focus on color and things like that. So this is my last piece, so I'm running out, so I need some more. So I thought maybe that was a lot of so I thought maybe this would be a good way to sort of start the new year. I have an absolute pile of stuff here to my right side that's been piling up there the last month or so since I've been able to work with my arm again. So I thought maybe we would use this pile to pick out some backgrounds, make some cool strips and so on. I am not going to glue them end to end this time. I learned that there's just no way to store that really, and it can get in the way, and it's a curl, and I don't have a particular rack to hang it on. I've got hooks, but it's not the same thing. So I'm going to make strips, and that way I can also sort them into things like color or flowers or whatever. But they're incredibly handy. If you've never made any, they're incredibly handy, and they're very similar to the background board. Where is it? I make ephemera background boards too. This is just book pages, and you make a nice big piece of board, and you can cut. I mean, I love the way it looks just like that. To me, that is an awesome piece of art. But you cut it out as you need it for backgrounds for stuff, and when you make these ahead of time, not only can it make your, if you have things you're making, it can make them kind of easier to get finished, but it can also inspire you, because if you pull that out and you're not inspired as to what to do, but you see a cluster on that page, then you go, oh, that's really pretty, or that's really cool looking, so, let's do that. And the clusters can be incredibly helpful. So I have here a whole box of ends and papers stuff, and a box of bows and ribbons and bits and pieces and so on. So I have those, as well as almost a mountain of things I can use for this that have been collecting for ages and ages, including this whole folder too. So let's get started. I don't worry about the edges a lot, because sometimes them sticking up when you put them on a piece of like on an index card or a pocket card, sometimes the pieces sticking up can actually go with the theme of your junk journal or whatever you're making. So I don't necessarily pay attention to the edges. If I'm going to use this for a particular thing where the edges would be better glued down, then I use my pinhead bottle and go under and glue them down. But I do leave them up because on some pages they can look really cool. I don't know if I'll use them. Usually I tear, but I also have some tear scissors here, a little bit of texture. So to me, it has more to do. I'm going to start with some wide strips. These are just old magazine pages, because I try to use every part of a magazine I can. It's like my current gluing background isn't one. I've completely stripped this magazine of any pictures I want, and so I use the pages that I can't do anything with. And once they're kind of mucky, I just turn the page and close that page off. But I'm using that as my current glue background right now, And that's really helpful because it saves getting this all grungy, you know. So basically all I do is take a strip of my paper, and then I go through the stacks of stuff, see what we have, see what's here. All kinds of stuff here today. Like seriously gathered up, collected stuff. Yeah. All kinds of stuff. So let's pull some of this out and just begin. That's pretty. That's pretty. These are pretty. I'll just start. I've got paper that I made from tissue and napkins where you use Mod Podge. It's in one of my recent videos. Mod Podge and just put it over tissue paper and so on. It's awesome. I hope I didn't forget to upload that video. That would be funny. And I have a couple of gardening cards which I think are cute too. So we're going to include those. But I almost always start with lettering, old lettering, things like that. So let's get going. And I decided I would I would chatter through this video instead of putting on the background music. I don't know if everybody likes the background music, so we'll see how we do later with that. Let's take out this page and we'll glue on it. Like I said, I don't always glue down the corners, and I don't pay attention to the edge of the strip because it's part of the charm of these is that they're just so random and random, you know. And I've made my to-do list a little bit differently. I actually wanted to remember to talk to you guys about that because I decided to do something different with my to-do list this year. Like resolutions, I find that my to-do list gets lost in the shuffle sometimes. I'll have a cup of coffee just to get something done on it. All those old memes. So I decided to try something different this year, and so far it actually seems to be working, and I'm a little surprised at that because I jump from one thing to another very quickly. You know, the divergent brain and all that, but I jump to different things very quickly, and so I'm kind of pleased that it's actually worked for me for now. What's the date today? The 7th of January. Ooh, hang on, sip of coffee. Absolutely perfect cup today. In my Halloween cup. I love that, my orange and black cup. So I decided to try something different. So instead of doing a to-do list, I've started a to-done list. Now, I know that sounds weird, but I write stuff down when I'm finished it, so that instead of having a list full of busy-looking things I need to do, and so it looks busier than it actually is on a to-do list, a to-done list gives me the opportunity to see how blank it is, how much I haven't gotten done. So what I do now is, once I'm done something I wanted to finish up, then I put it on the list and cross it off. But I don't put it on the list until I've finished something. I know that sounds weird. Now, a to-do list for lots of people, including myself, is a memory list as well. I have to remember to do this or do that, you know. So I understand that necessity, but I put that in my day book now. I just jot that list in my day book so I don't forget anything. But the list that stares me in the face, my to-do list, doesn't include anything until I'm finished it. And weird as it sounds, so far it seems to be working for me. So if you think it might actually work for you, or you think you might be able to hang with that kind of change in your, I had to try something different because I was getting nothing done. Nothing. So I had to figure something out that would change that for me. These are all going to, this strip is just going to be, I got all these beautiful, brightly colored wrapping papers from the dollar store last year or the year before. And they're all gorgeous. Like, they're not any particular, what do you call it, season or, occasion. So they're just kind of really pretty in their own right. And so I grabbed a bunch. Me and my daughter grabbed a bunch. And they work perfectly for one of these types of things. And these are, if you've never tried having these pre-made, bunches, honestly try them. It's so handy to have, unbelievably handy to have, and they just create some really beautiful stuff. Where are my feathers? I have feathers here. There we go. So I think another one of these swatches today is going to be all neutrals. That seems to be very popular. Neutral clusters, neutral journals, neutral colors. And they just, oh my goodness, they are handy and quick, and they can really like zoom your creativity, make you feel like you want to sit down at the table and do something, Sometimes, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I just am not getting any inspiration, And so you need something that's going to kind of give you that oomph. That, yeah, I can do this. I'm here. Do we have any bright colors? We have green. Green will work. This is a heavier paper. It came in like an interior decorating paper swatches book kind of thing that I got it on one of my secondhand store jaunts. Goodwill, I think. Oh, those are great places to get books full of materials to use for your collage. They're great places. Absolutely spectacular, in my opinion, anyway. Really, really good. We need some color up here in the corner, I believe. So, YouTube has, now I'm not on many other platforms. I just started an Insta and TikTok and things. I'm not on any of the other streaming or video platforms yet. I hope to be. But I'll tell you, there are some amazing artists and journalers and creatives. Our world is full of creative people. It's astounding how many are out there and willing to share what they do, their gifts, their talents. I mean, some of us just sort of keep creating. I'm not an original drawer. Do you know what I mean? I love to sketch and I love to draw from other drawings, like other, not drawings, but photographs and things like that. I'm not any good at sitting down with a pen and paper and creating a monster or a scenery or, that kind of art. I'm no good at that. If I have something in front of me, then I can usually come up with something pretty legible. Legible. But when it comes to creating something out of my head, like drawing from my own head, I can't do that. That's not how I do that. So for me to be able to see all these talented people that are are just amazing, doing these things and sharing them online, and, you know, bringing us what they can, and just recommending products and you know, all kinds of things. Just beautiful, beautiful, and I'm so grateful, so grateful. I wish that I could sit down and draw things out of my head. Like, that would be really fun. I think I could really appreciate and enjoy that. But that's not where my talent lies. I'm more I can reproduce a photograph of your dog, or you know what I mean, but when it comes to other things, it doesn't know. Not too well. Not too well. Okay, so we've got a bunch more fun stuff now. And seeing as this is a color one, I'm going to put some of this in here and leave the black and white for another. Oh, a black and white one, that would be a good idea, because I do love to make black and white journals and journal pages. Too much like that color. I need to move it a little bit away from that color. There we go. There we go. So, yeah. So this is why I chose to do this particular activity today. I just wanted to kind of clean up my desk a bit, because now's a good time of year to clean up your desk. I remember when I went to university as an older student. I had a 3-year-old child at the time. My daughter was 3 when I went to uni, and between every semester I would clean off my desk and put away the papers and, you know, things like that, just general sort of tidy. And I always loved starting out the new semester fresh. I had to get her ready for daycare every day and stuff. That was 3 years, you know. And then my mom got sick, so I took care of her. She lived with us for pretty much my whole university. So I did my schedule around her dialysis, because I would take her 3 times a week. And it was the most precious time, because I got to spend a lot of time with Mom. That was nice. Very, very, very nice. A little more of this. I really like this written paper. I troll some of the eBay sellers too, who sometimes auction off or put up old lots when they buy an estate, and there's papers or bills, or gosh, I've gotten a group of lumberyard bills and gasoline receipts and things like that from the 50s and 40s and stuff, and oh, that's fun. So much fun. Oh, I need something just a little bit different. Come on. Oh, some music notes. Okay. That I can work with. And so once you start to do these, I gotta say, I get a little bit addicted to having these available. So I make a good fresh cup of coffee, like you just saw, that perfect color. Oh my goodness, it's good today. And I sit down with all the scraps I've gathered over however long, you know, I've been doing projects and not cleaning up after myself. And I make some of these strips. One little piece of something here. And you can do whatever you want. You can make some by color, which is very handy to have. You can make some by, you know, like I said, lettering, or different prints and so on. You can just make a mishmash. There are times when I've made these strips where I've torn up a bunch of the stuff and just kind of put it in a bowl and grabbed for pieces and sort of went that way, because I love to do random things like that. That's partly who I am. I want to add a couple of these. See, yeah, awesome tissue paper. I need to go and check to see if I actually did remember to upload that video. Isn't that funny? Yes, I make a video and then forget to upload it. It's been a weird couple of months, though. I don't know about you guys. For me, it's been some of the oddest couple of months of my life. The last, like November, December, weird. So I'm kind of glad to start the new year, and I always love to start with some tidying up. Like I do a title page in my journal, my day book and my personal journal for each month, and I videoed the Halloween one, the October one, so it's there in the videos. Okay, folks, there is a piece. You put things over this, or you use it as part of the decoration. You can even make it like a belly band or a tuck pocket in one of your junk journals. But these are amazing. If you have a roller, I roll through it so that even whatever is glued goes down firmly, and the rest, some of it is sticking up and so on. But I don't trim the sides at all. I love that rough edge. And as you can see, it takes very little time. It's quick. It helps you get rid of or lower the amount in your scrap basket. It's wonderful, and a good way to start fresh and give yourself lots of stuff to play with. I wish you a very good day. Have an amazing weekend.